Welcome to Baugan Inglés 4.0, the radio show with Kyle Miller. Following class by class, step by step, the material of Baugan Inglés 4.0 on Aprende Inglés TV. Class 180. Let's go! Beginner. Hello, friends, and welcome to class number 180. 180. That means that after today, we have only 15 classes left. 15 classes remaining. We have 15 classes left after today. So let's make the most of it. Let's work as hard as we can and do our best to learn as much as possible with these classes, okay? Let's start with a review of yesterday's content. We saw the verb to write, escribir, to write. Every day I write. Yesterday I wrote. Now remember that we have this silent W here. This is write, W-R-I-T-E. And in the past, wrote, W-R-O-T-E. So the W is silent. And we don't say write or anything. The E is silent as well, you can say, at the end. So the verb to write, yesterday I wrote about 12 emails. I told you yesterday that I always write emails. I write 10 or 12 emails every day. Richard Brown, David Waddell, and Carmen Vallejo wrote most of the student guide. They wrote it, yes, and Richard Vaughan as well. Did you write a book last year? Did you write a book last year? I didn't. I didn't write a book last year. No. I wrote a lot of classes. I prepared a lot of materials. I wrote a lot of things. I wrote a lot of emails, but I didn't write a book. I wrote hundreds of emails last year. I wrote several letters. I wrote about 10 Christmas cards. Christmas cards last year. Every Christmas, I write Christmas cards and send them to friends. Also, when I travel, I often write postcards. It's nice to write and send postcards because it's nice to receive postcards as well, you know. So I send them to my friends, yeah, and my family. Right. Okay. So be careful with the pronunciation. Remember, the W is silent there. That's the important thing to remember. The verb to write, escribir. Now, as we move on, we can take a look at spelling. This is very important. Spelling. And we have, of course, the alphabet. Yesterday, I pronounced all the letters. And today, I'll do the same and practice with as in. A as in. B as you say, B de Barcelona. We say A as in alpha. B as in Bravo. So if you are dictating letters and spelling over the telephone, then I recommend that you use this American system. So I will read this. You might want to write this down at home, and then when you're on the telephone to someone in England or in the United States, to a foreigner, to a giddy, you can dictate with the correct terminology so that you will always be understood, okay? So here we go. A as in alpha, B as in Bravo, C as in Charlie, D as in Delta, E as in Echo, F as in Foxtrot, G as in golf, H as in hotel, I as in India, J as in Juliet. K as in kilo. L as in Lima. M as in Mike. N as in November. O as in Oscar. P as in Papa. Q as in Quebec. R as in Romeo. S as in Sierra. T as in tango, the popular Argentinian dance. That's right, tango. U as in uniform. V as in Victor. V, not B. V with the vocal cords. V as in Victor. V as in Victor. W as in whiskey. X as in X-ray. Y as in Yankee. And Z as in Zulu. Now remember, Z can also be Z. In the United States, they say Z. And everywhere else, we say Z. Okay. Very good. So now we can practice with some words and some spelling. So I'm going to say a word and I want you to spell it. So get out your pen and your paper and write down these words, okay? How do you spell the word book? Book. Libro. Book. At home? Out loud? Oh, very good. Maria, también, en voz alta. You spell the word book B-O-O-K. Very good. How do you spell the word tiger? Whoa, tiger. You spell the word tiger T-I-G-E-R. How do you spell the word paper? Paper. Yes, you spell the word paper P-A-P-E-R. Paper, P-A-P-E-R. How do you spell the word suitcase? Maleta. Suitcase. You spell the word suitcase S-U-I-T-C-A-S-E. Suitcase. S-U-I-T-C-A-S-E. How do you spell the word trumpet? You spell the word trumpet T-R-U-M-P-E-T. And finally, how do you spell the word piano? You spell the word, you spell the word piano, P-I-A-N-O. Piano, piano. All right, very good. Well done. Good job with this spelling. And let's move on now to take a look at our word of the day. Word of the day. Our word of the day today is whole. Now, I'm not talking about agujero, but whole as in entero. I ate the whole pizza. Did you eat the whole pizza? Yes, I ate the whole pizza, and I ate the whole apple pie. The whole thing. W-H-O-L-E. Ask me how to spell that again. Kyle, how do you spell that? Spell it again, Kyle. Can you spell that again? Sure. You spell the word whole, W-H-O-L-E. So just like the verb to write that we saw a few minutes ago, we have a silent W. It's pronounced the same as whole, as in agujero, and it's spelled the same as well, but there's a silent W in front of the H. Whole, entero, W-H-O-L-E, whole. We will spend the whole class practicing very, very useful information today. I ate the whole sandwich. She ate the whole piece of cake, for example. All right, whole, W-H-O-L-E. All right, now, as we move into class number 180, we see once again, una vez más, once again, indirect questions. Indirect questions. So the structure, do you know? But here, practicing with what? The question word what. Do you know what plus subject plus verb? Do you know what I ate for lunch? Do you know what I ate for lunch? No, Kyle, I don't know what you ate for lunch. Now remember, the direct question would be, Kyle, what did you eat for lunch? But the indirect question, do you know what I ate for lunch? What did I eat for lunch? I don't know, Kyle. Do you know what I ate? No, I don't know what you ate for lunch. So, give me negative answers. This will require you to keep that indirect word order. Do you know what my brother told me last week? Give me a negative answer. No, Kyle, I don't know what your brother told you last week. Do you know what my uncle does for a living? Do you know what my uncle does for a living? Now, we say to do something for a living. It's to do something professionally, to do something, to have a job. What is his job? Where does he work? What does he do? What does he do? What does he do for a living? Ganarse la vida, to earn a living or to make a living doing something. We could say, how does he make a living? Or what does he do for a living? I'm an English teacher. What do I do for a living? Well, I'm an English teacher. I teach English for a living. So do you know what my uncle does for a living? No, I don't know what your uncle does for a living. Okay. Do you know what Alberto did last weekend? No, Kyle, I don't know what Alberto did last weekend. Do you know what Fitz read about last week? Do you know what Fitz read about last week? No, Kyle, no. I don't know what Fitz read about last week. I don't know. So here we have the indirect word order. Okay, so this is very important. Do you know what my neighbor wants? ¿Sabes qué quiere mi vecino? No, I don't know what your neighbor wants. Do you know what my brother does? ¿Sabes cómo se gana la vida, mi hermano? Do you know what my brother does? No, I don't know what your brother does. Do you know what my sister wrote yesterday? ¿Sabes qué escribió mi hermana ayer? Do you know what my sister wrote yesterday? No, I don't know what your sister wrote yesterday. Okay? Very good and very important to be able to use the direct and the indirect question structure. This is very important. We've been reviewing this, and I recommend that you review these over classes 177, 178, 179, 180. If you have any problems with these, I would recommend, and I do recommend, that you review here in your student guide. Let's move on now and take a look at our vocabulary of the day. Vocabulary of the day. All right, it is time for the vocabulary of the day. The first word, despertarse. Despertarse, to wake up. To wake up. Every day I wake up. Yesterday I woke up at about 7 o'clock. Ganar. Ganar. This is the verb to win. To win. Ganar at football, for example, to win a match, to win a contest. Templado. Cálido. Warm. W-A-R-M. Warm. Warm. Débil. Débil. This is weak. W-E-A-K. Pronounced the same as week de semana. W-E-E-K. But here, débil. Weak. Weak. ganador. Well, we saw ganar, to win. So ganador is a winner. Who was the winner? Who won? ¿Quién ganó? Who won? Oh, Real Madrid won, then they are the winner. Or Barcelona won, they are the winners. So to win. Okay, now let's move on to our last point today. We're talking about some vocabulary and some terms related to books. En la página 6, we say on page 6. No se menciona el artículo the. No se dice on the page 6, okay? It's on page 6. En la primera página se dice on the first page. On the first page. En la portada, we say on the cover. On the cover. Or on the front cover. En la contraportada se dice on the back cover. On the back cover. So here I am, and I'm going to get out, I'm going to get out a copy of my favorite magazine, the Vaughan Review. Yes, here I am looking at the Vaughan Review. Now, I'm actually looking at the May 2010 edition. This is not the newest edition, but this is an edition of the Vaughan Review, the magazine that we have here at Vaughan Systems. It's a great magazine. There's a lot of excellent grammar in it. And on the cover, there's a picture of someone from Vaughan Systems. It is Guadalupe. Guadalupe is on the cover. She works for Vaughan Systems in human resources. And she is on the cover of the May 2010 issue of the Vaughan Review. On the back cover, there is an advertisement for a CD. There's an advertisement for Kids Time with Layla that you can hear right here on Vaughan Radio, an excellent kids show hosted by Layla, and there's an ad for that on the back cover. So we have the, on the first page, we have the index. On the second page, actually it's page 3. On page 3, we have the editorial. Okay, we have an editorial here. Then on page 5, we have an article called The Easy Read. And then starting on page 6, continuing through to page 9, we have some grammar matters. So if you'll notice, we have some interesting vocabulary here related to books and magazines on the cover. On page 5, not on the page, but on page 5, on the first page, on the second page, on page 10, on the cover, on the back. Okay, so it's good to know that vocabulary, that terminology, when we're talking about magazines and books. We're out of time, but I want to thank you for listening and encourage you to keep listening and keep studying. We'll see you soon. I'll be back in a few minutes with the intermediate portion of today's class. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.